And we're back with another day of 7 Days to Die. Day 23 in our new digs here, the Northern Outpost, or what's going to be the Northern Outpost. Let's look at the map. You know what, we rolled into town and it was such a breakneck thing we still haven't been down here. Um, trying to find a place to stay. Trying to find another town. Okay, we're reasonably close. Not as close as we might be. To the burnt forest town, I mean. Okay, so we have our starter base. It's not really a base, it's just an outpost and a house just like this. Down here. We found this town over to the east. Found another town way up to the northeast. And found this town sort of in here. The hub is in the center. We found a mini hub here. And then sort of slid into here about 2 game hours before nightfall. And I'm sure there's more around. I'm convinced there's at least another town up here. Maybe 2. But this is a good jumping off point because we can jaunt down here to loot and bring stuff back up here. This will basically be equal to the southern base, except for, our current horde base is down here. So, yeah, it's exciting. We're spreading out and exploring the map, something I never do this early, and I'm pretty excited about it. Okay, well, it's now 4. First of all, we never really got organized. Let's get at least like semi-organized here. Get the corn. We brought some raw food with us. We brought actual food with us. Never ends with us. Never ends with the temperature. We got drink. Drink. Cobblestones to build with. We boosted a workbench along the way. We got clay to build with. We've got some iron to go in a forge when we get it up. That's just loot. We got murky water for making more drink and more cornbread when we're good to go. We got an extra frame. Got extra wood, which I will take because we're gonna need it. And I think the rest of this is all just loot stuff. Very nice shotgun part. I have a feeling we're gonna be able to put together a really good shotgun in relatively short order, which is awesome. We don't need all those stones. Just kind of getting this stuff out of the way so it resembles organization. Now, we came up here for the express purpose of looting, but I think what I want to do mostly today is get settled in. Like to get some farming going. Like to get a forge up, get that workbench up. But I think what I want to do is I want to bring all this up a level. We've got plenty of ceiling space in here. And I want to put just a whole set of blocks, of wood blocks around here to prevent zombies from spawning in. I don't think I've ever seen a Zed spawn anywhere beyond the first floor. In fact, let's go have a look just to see. And that hatch needs to move, but it's going to come up, so. Okay. So the first order of business is let's take care of the outside here. I got a bunch of corpses to loot also. I think I want to come off of that one. So I'll do like this. Or if it can handle all of this. And we'll find out. Just wood. I don't think it'll bring the whole plates down. I don't think. We shall see. And we've got what, 1, 3, 4, 5. So 5 ladders. Not that one. Good. We can drop off here without problems. So long as we don't hit anything harder. We're gonna want to like clean up around here too. Let's get our axe back up. I'm gonna remove this, I think. How hard is that gonna be? It'll take a little while, so but we don't have to do that right now. Well, as far as wood goes, this is a good candidate. Look at all these boulders. Beautiful. Beautiful. I kind of wanted to farm right here, but it wouldn't be the worst thing to, excuse me, to go out to the side over here. But before we can farm, we've got to get a forge up. And before we do that, where'd all the corpses go? Let's look at the map. See if there are any sandy spots around. Yeah, there's a bunch of sandy spots over here. That makes for good mining. So maybe we'll do it on this side of the street. Right over here by that, or just right by the house. Yeah, this will be a good spot right here. And I can use the plant fibers. Okay, but before we do that, we're gonna need wood, which we've got wood. Let's go ahead and do that. Do the floor. I don't know about this. Let's flatten this out. We don't need Zeds jumping up there. Thrashing about. Excuse me. Thrashing about on our ladder area. And I'm not sure if this makes a difference or not, but I don't want to find out the hard way, so we're just going to kind of flatten this area with some frames. And that'll do it for now. We're going to clean up around here, though. That's a burnt forest tree. Got the open sign. How great is that? I gotta stop doing that. Okay. Cool. How much wood does that give us? Yeah, we should be in good shape. We should be in good shape. And there's tons of trees around. We are in forest after all. Okay, I guess we'll start in here. These can go. Actually, how wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're gonna farm outside. I thought about putting a farm on the roof, but decided against it. It's just good to have. I mean, it's really not necessary. It's not like, you know, every time you step out of the house, a horde of zombies is gonna strike you dead. You know, you can go outside to farm. So it'd be nice to be able to do it at night, so as to not spend time during the day. But you can't really do a lot of size up there. Good. Yeah, plenty of room. Okay. We gotta take this out. And while I'm thinking about it, let's take out the bottom rung of that. And also, while I'm thinking about it, let's put a hatch up here. So we're not getting rained on in the house. Okay. And we'll leave all that for a minute. Okay. Wonder if this wrenches. Does not. I hate to get rid of the filing cabinet because you can get schematics out of those, but it's just one. I'm going to keep the bookcase though. Hey, what's up, Bullet? I am. We got a. This is where we like started over in here, and well, actually no, we started over in here, and this is where our main settlement is, and the horde base is right there. Found this town pretty short order. Came up after the 21-day horde to loot this town that we found, but I hate this town. And there's only a couple really good POIs in it, so decided to do some exploring and ran into a mini hub up here in this corner, and then found this town. It's like every town on this map has wasteland in it so far, and it's kind of a little frustrating, but it's right in the center of the map. I mean, you know, there's a hub here, so it's a little east of center. So I figured it was a good jumping off point for all over in here. And since I haven't built like a real big, you know, main base yet, I'm more kind of doing these POI outposts like this, you know, with some, you know, like a forge and a workbench, and you know, just it's been working so far in this game. I thought I'd set one up here. There are a bunch of really good POIs in this town, or a few, you know. There's like a bank and a poppin' pills and a working stiff, couple others, you know. But I don't know. I just felt like building something too, to be honest. But so to answer your question, yes, I guess I am. It just seemed like it'd work. I'm kind of being semi, you know, kind of my goal for this game is to do things I normally don't do, and I usually don't explore this early. And I got the mini bike, so I figured, you know, why not? I love this bar though. It's a good, nice space. Fixed up the roof, got the corners filled in, sealed it all up. Got the ground floor sealed up in cobblestone. Made a little entrance here. So I'll probably put a little lip all the way around it for just to do it. I don't know, just to have a place to walk out on at night, check things out, have a look, you know, if I want to. Just playing around, really, nothing major. Um, but it's cool to get another place set up. Trying to think where I want to put my tools. I kind of want to put them here, and these boxes are gonna have to move. I just put this floor in. I added an extra layer to the floor to prevent zombie spawning. I'm not gonna worry about the basement because I've got that, you know, sealed off with a hatch. You know, but do you know, by the way, I just posted about this on the Reddit. Do you happen to know if I know the bedroll prevents zombie spawning within a certain radius. Do you know, do land claim blocks do the same thing? There seems to be some question on PC, like it's changed on PC, like it used to and now it doesn't. It's only bedroll now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the tools over here. I'm going to start with, not right next to the door. We'll do it. Yeah. You know what? I meant to look at that. What is it? What does it cost? I think it costs some steel to make, doesn't it? 20 forged iron. Hell with it. We'll make one. We'll stick it. We'll stick it in the basement. Is the vanilla the default backpack bigger on PC? Actually, you know what? I will take this upstairs. We'll just stick it right in the middle. Now, what's the box I'm looking at? I mean, the radius is big, though, right? The land claim block? The land claim block radius is supposed to be like 40 blocks, no? Is this just this is how close it can be to another land claim block? I'm guessing, right? Like if I have one of these in the center of the building, I should be okay. I've just never used them. I've never done PvP or really a whole lot of multiplayer. I've been in some games, but not anything extensive. Gotcha, gotcha. We'll just let that. We'll just let that go. Go take care of this now. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. Those massive backpacks. That's definitely handy. Cause you really gotta watch what you're doing inventory wise with the regular inventory. That's a very I mean, you've been around long enough. That's a very old school limiting factor. You know, that's the kind of thing that was used to add extra challenge, if you want to call it that. I don't think it really adds challenge at all. It just makes you micromanage. But it's the kind of thing that we saw a lot in games, 20 years ago. Limiting the inventory size, so you have to work around that. I would be really happy if we had just like an extra 8 or 16 slots, or some type of bags like to hold tools and materials, stuff like that. It would definitely help things out, because in this game it's not just not being able to haul stuff around. It's also, I mean, you've got stuff you have to carry. I mean, you got to have, like I have to have either a coat or a poncho, waiting, to swap in and out. I'm wearing the poncho now, and when the temperature changes, as it will 5, 6 times today, I have to change to that. You got to have, you don't have to carry food and drink, but you got to carry ammo. It's a good idea to have some steel and iron, that kind of thing. And then there's just a million things you don't want to throw away that you run across. I don't know. I think a little extra space would go a long way for sure. Faux show. Yeah, we're in really good shape over here. This is a good spot. It's a really good spot, actually, for this. So, I don't want to do it too terribly close to the street. We'll do it like right here. Is that going to give us enough room? Yeah. And the frames I'm about to put down will remove the plant fibers, but I want the plant fibers. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. There are a lot of games like that too. Like I don't know if you're into city builders. I got into City Skylines a little bit a few years ago, and I didn't stick with it because I like right after got into Banished, and that I've got like something like 1,800 hours in that game or something. I even started modding for Banished even. That's kind of the one that's sort of been my go-to for a couple of years, but City Skylines is kind of the shtick with that game. Like you can do really cool stuff, but like it's basically a traffic simulator. Basically, there's more to it than that. There's a lot of like logistics and transportation and stuff, type stuff that has nothing to do with traffic. That's really cool. But to play City Skylines, it's largely a traffic simulator, and like I'm awful at it. Like not awful. I mean, I've built, I think I got up to like 500,000 people in a city once. So it's like I'm not a complete and utter failure at the game, but I'm just not good at managing the traffic, especially around industrial zones. It's just an absolute clusterfuck, pardon my French. And there's a mod you can get, not on console obviously, but on PC there's a mod you can get that's like called like traffic manager or something, and it gives you like more detailed control over like you can set rules for like particular intersections, and designate certain lanes as turn only, and all this stuff the default game doesn't like, doesn't allow, it's not that it doesn't let you do it, it just doesn't have the functionality for it. This mod adds it, and it's literally a must-have to play this game. I think it's just crazy. Like, you would think the company would see that a mod like that and be like, hey, like, buy it from them or something, or buy the rights to, to include it with the game or something, or just ask them if they can do it, because it's just vital. It's like the game is, it's playable, but it's just freaking night and day, like, different without that mod. And that's why I haven't really played it on console yet. I've got the console version. I think it's awesome. It's probably for the same reason I insist on playing 7 Days on console. I just think it's great that we've got, like, a game type that we normally don't get on console. In that case, a city builder. But at the same time, I have no idea how you play it with the stock, with the vanilla traffic situation. That's probably the most extreme example I can think of. Like where, like, literally, like, you pretty much have to have the mod to, like, play the game without wanting to tear your hair out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the same way with Banished, but the Banished community is really super small, and it's, because I think it's like a 4-year-old game at this point, maybe even be 5 at this point, and it was kind of a niche game to begin with, anyway. I think, at age 40, well, I was 47 when I was modding. I stopped before my 48th birthday. It just happened to be around the same time, but I think I was the baby over on the boards, over on World of Banished. A lot of older people playing, so they tend to be pretty chilled out, and, but, like, the big modders, the guys who are, like, really prolific and can just bang out mods. And also, I kind of, sort of played the, I'm a newbie at this card a little bit, because I had some requests. I had some people, like literally, I uploaded my first mod, and I had people making requests. And it was like, it's like, man, I was lucky to get this one done, like, I'll have to get back to you on that. But the big modders, yeah, they get hammered with requests from players for what players want to see. Which, on one hand, it's a compliment. People like your mods. They like your ability to mod, so, they want you to do more. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm not sure it's something I could do a lot of, though. I don't know how those guys do that for years on end. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. That's very cool, actually. And that's really the reason to do it, in my opinion. I mean, to do mods, like anything I've ever modded, it was because it was stuff I wanted to play with. You know, the one I did for Banish was just to learn, because there's stuff I would like to make for that game that I would like to play with. We're gonna wait and do the potatoes later, because I saw the time. It's getting late, and I need to go take down a couple POIs today. I got this. I rolled into town. I say we had a bunch of people in the channel, and it was kind of a group decision as to where all we went and like where we wound up and stuff. Not really, but you know what I mean. It was fun. We had a lot of people in the channel talking about what was going on yesterday, and we rolled into town like literally, you know, like a game hour, maybe two. We had like 10 minutes to like find a place and get settled, and I rode around town, and so I figured out this was pretty much the spot, because there's the bank's like two doors down over that way, and the other, like most of the other key POIs are down that way. And rolled up here, and it was like the freaking OK Corral out here with zombies. Like I aggroed everything, you know how it is when you first roll into a town, and like it's like full spawn, and you go anywhere, you get like 15 Zeds. It was like that, and the sun was going down, and I had a bunch of crawlers I didn't see, and almost died. But I caught the infection from that. Damn bloateds, as always. It's either dogs or bloateds with that. And so I need to go see about something to cure this, because I didn't bring anything with me. That's awesome. That's awesome. I only played with What was that expansion called that had the houses in it? What, Hearthfire, I think it was, for Skyrim. I only played that vanilla because I played it on console before not the new console version, but the old the old one on 360. Before we had mods on console. So I only played with the default houses. So you could change the whole layout of the house in with mods. That's pretty sweet. If so. This might be the most boring thing to do in the game. That's why I only do like 2 at a time. 2 farm plots at a time, because it's really dull and it's a little time consuming too. This and digging clay. I don't mind digging sand for some reason, but digging clay is dull. Actually, I guess digging sand's dull too. I don't mind mining though. Like, yeah, we'll take care of it. Gotta get this done. Hey, Open Range. What's up, buddy? You can build a player? Really? Yeah, for planning him. I was just thinking the same thing while I was running through that. Um, really? How do you how do you do that? Like, does the player decide, or does or is it like you code it into the mod? Like you got to set coordinates on the mod? Got everything. Yep. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't played Skyrim in freaking forever. And I'm kind of due. You know what I'm really due for is, I never finished Fallout 4, and I need to finish that before. I don't know. I guess I don't. I probably shouldn't, because then I'll get burned out on Fallout and not be into the new one. Half this town is wasteland, and like every town on this map except the little one that we started in has wasteland on at least one corner of it, and it kind of sucks, frankly. Like, I really dig what I'm doing in this game. Ah, there's my honey. I mean, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock. We might as well go ahead and do this since we're here. We've already killed a dog. But I'm not crazy. The thing is, I've played worse maps. Like, there are far worse maps than this, as we all know. This really isn't a bad map, but the towns are all completely screwed up. I just don't like looking at Wasteland. It's really what it comes down to. It's not the dogs. I mean, the explosives aren't great, but I haven't run into one of those in a while. Knock wood. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't jinx myself, as I'm about to do a lot of stuff in Wasteland. It's just ugly. It's just I just don't care to look at it is the thing, and it's everywhere, every single town. You guys are just like gonna come this way, sweetheart. There we go. You think so? I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of cool seeing Bethesda take a chance in a new direction, though. I mean, even if it royally sucks, there will be other awesome Bethesda games, you know. And plus, I mean, what are the chances of it actually sucking? I mean, Bethesda just generally, you know, and I'm not like a huge. I mean, I'm not. I'm gonna sound like a fanboy saying this, but I'm not a particularly huge fan of all of their games. But I've never played a bad Bethesda game, to be completely fair about it. I should have left the stone and stuff back. Let's see, 1700 is 530. We're good. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Borderlands myself. I don't know. I don't know if I could say who my favorite developer is, to be honest with you, because it kind of changes. Like, it really kind of depends on the game. I wind up playing tons of Ubisoft stuff, even though I absolutely can't stand Ubisoft. And a lot of their stuff is just nothing special, just real predictable, console fare. But I think that's why I like their games, because they make really good console games. Big Assassin's Creed fan. Really got into Watch Dogs unexpectedly. That was pretty cool. But I mean, I have fun with them. They're good games, but I wouldn't put those in any kind of Hall of Fame either, necessarily. As far as from a gaming perspective, maybe for story, they do like story-based games really well. Yeah, Gearbox would be a good candidate because this Borderlands is just so freaking awesome. Wait, don't do that. I don't need to do that. Okay. Everybody thought this was going to be the year that we heard something at E3 about Borderlands, and no Borderlands this year, from what I understand. I don't mean the game. I mean just no Borderlands at E3 this year. I think the reason I have a hard time like picking out like my favorite development house is probably because the vast majority of my favorite games of the last like few years have all been little indie games like this. Really. I'm gonna leave that one too. Like freaking Banished. I mean, that was developed. That was one guy. One guy made that game. By the time I bought it, I got it on sale. I think I bought it for like $6. I think 1,800 hours in that game, and plenty more to go. Meanwhile, like Far Cry 5 comes out, and I basically blew through it in a week, and I have like. Except for like I did see where the DLC dropped, and that's cool. But I like it's kind of like all right, I'll play it at some point. It's not like nothing I get particularly jazzed about. It's all little niche games like this that really get your almonds tingling, so to speak. In my case, at least. There's just a lot of schlock, just a lot of like predictable schlock, and I'm almost kind of embarrassed to mention Ubisoft in that because they put out a lot of that schlock too, but it's tends to be pretty good schlock. Tends to be pretty bug free, which is refreshing at times. To be able to play a game and not have tons of issues, which you almost always get in small games like this. Definitely have them in this. I mean, I'm happy to roll with it if I like the game, but still, it's also really nice to buy a game and just know it's just gonna freaking work, and you're not gonna have to like deal with a bunch of problems. I guess it's kind of the difference between like what are you in the mood for on that day? Do you want like reading a book? Do you want light beach reading, or do you want to read War and Peace or something involved? Yeah, I blew through it too. It was it was a quick play. It was real repetitive too. I don't know. A lot of people like that though. You know, they like just a straight up pretty much shooter and just that just does the same thing over and over, and you know, they can just kind of plug into it and not have to think about it. And I don't know. I just think I sort of got over all that in the 90s though. Like I used to play freaking I can remember like back when I was in my 20s, like, you know, like on a Saturday, waking up on a Saturday morning, drinking a cup of coffee and, you know, hitting the peace pipe and then freaking plugging into like Team Fortress 2. And you know, thinking I'll do this for a few hours, and the next thing you know, it's like 9 o'clock at night, and that's like all you did all day, and you have no idea, you know. So it's not like it's not fun. It's just I don't know, just kind of I like just the mindless, predictable stuff. Just I don't know, just kind of been there, done that. I like games you got to think about. I like games with a learning curve. That's something you don't have a lot of in modern gaming, and is like games you actually have to learn, you know, where they have their own systems, and you know, and it's crazy when one like I was reading like from a couple of years ago some reviews on this game, and this game got like I mean it kind of depended on the review. It got some good reviews, but it got a bunch of like just complete dog shit reviews too, and it was like for this probably for the same reason. You know, I got into if you like role playing games, I highly recommend uh, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I played that. What time is it? Yeah, we're gonna head on back. Let's see, that's gonna go. That should go. This can go. This can go. All the mechanical parts and electrical parts. Springs we can use. Actually, the nails we may be able to use. That won't go to waste, I guess. Meat can go. Actually, nails can stay. We're going to take the beer. What else? What else? That can stay. We'll take this instead. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's like The Long Dark. Yeah, I just loaded it up and screwed around with it a little bit the other night. It seems cool. Yeah, I have The Witcher 3. I still haven't played it yet, and I need to. But Kingdom Come Deliverance is this little game about this little small little piece of 15th century or yeah, 15th century Bohemia. It's basically Czechoslovakian Middle Ages, and it's every bit like your classic role-playing game, and it's very well done, very well done. Some people don't really care for you know for like well, it's got unique systems for like everything in it, and it has some survival elements to it. It accounts for sleep. You know, you have like your endurance and whatnot, but you also have like an overall fatigue. And I can see where it may not necessarily be everyone's exact cup of tea, but it's I and it had a lot of bugs, had a lot of problems when it first released. You know, so I get the beefs about all of that, but I have a hard time seeing where how anybody could call it like like a bad game, and it got like tons of dog shit reviews. Because like the reviewers like couldn't get a grasp on the check this couldn't get a grasp on the sword play or the archery or stuff like that. I saw where like it got one bad review that I saw because it didn't have magic and dragons in it. It's a historically accurate game. Like that's like the whole design. The design goal of the game was to be historically accurate. And you've got a reviewer panning it because it didn't have magic and dragons. It's just absurd. And I think that's kind of where we're at in modern gaming now. It's like we've never had more choices in games, but we've had like less choices in gaming. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I mean, do you guys remember when like every game was different? There weren't even genres. Companies built their own engines to run their games. Now if somebody deviates from the expected mold, like they get like completely trashed in the gaming media and half the players, in player reviews, just because it's not what they expected it to be, basically. Or they had a hard time learning it, or they don't like the controls, or it's just it's a little nutty. That's a common complaint about this game, actually, on a console, is that people don't like the controls. They think the controls are too hard or something. It's like, you know what? No, it didn't. It does. I had a little bit of a learning curve with it myself, but once I learned it, the controls are great. You're a little limited because where is it? That, and that are the only hotkeys I have for my hot bar. I've got the rest of them. You have to scroll through, but you just get used to it. You set it up in a way that works for you, and you get used to it. No, the game sucks because the controls are bad. Because I didn't sit down and learn how to use the freaking controls. I mean, it's just crazy. And this type of thing is what passes for game criticism these days. So, anyway, I'm just rambling while I play this based on what we were talking about. But yeah, so that's why it's like little games like this that I love, because they actually do something freaking different. It's dangerous to do things differently in gaming these days if you're a game developer. Careful of the wolves. What is that, Stormy? Yeah, I saw some guys streaming the medieval mod. It looks pretty cool. I've heard it's hard. Like one of the streamers that was streaming it said it's pretty tough actually. And he's one of these guys that has been playing 7 days for years, and like is, he kind of feels it's like not challenging enough in general for him these days. And he said that that mod was pretty freaking hard. Clay pits without boulders, man. That's like corned beef without cabbage. You gotta have the boulders for me, man. What's right up your alley? A medieval mod? Yeah, yeah, me too. Actually, I've always said ever since I started playing this game, I was like, if there was a medieval version of this, I don't know that I'd play freaking anything else. Although speaking of that, I've been kind of thinking maybe a little break from 7 days might be in order soon. Not like a long one, but just just kind of mix it up with something different. I was kind of thinking about doing a little run through of Kingdom Come Deliverance actually, because I streamed that like once, but I found out had a little technical problem, so I didn't keep it. Didn't I just kind of cut it short and didn't keep it on my YouTube. Since I got two of my regulars here, would you guys be, or three actually, would you guys be interested in seeing KCD, or would I have to wait and see you again when I get back to 7 days? Oh yeah, hard, yeah. Damn it. I may wait until some of the DLC starts dropping. They got a bunch of new DLC coming this year, so I'll probably do it then. I don't know. I kind of wanted to maybe get one in before then, though. It's a quick game. It's not. It's not incredibly long. Really, it takes forever to play it, like the first time, because there's a learning curve to it. Wait, what the hell am I doing? I'm like just completely all over the place with this. There. Yes. Axe. That's why you're doing this. Thank you. Good. Go. And you know what? I need to do that honey because we're approaching 24 hours on this infection. Like within moments. In fact, I might have already even passed it. Seven minutes. Beautiful. Yeah, that's understandable, Stormy. Yeah, you don't play ESO? I played it on PC right at launch. Was way into it for about 4 months, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. It was real super repetitive. I understand that's gotten a lot better. God, get it together, man. Like, oh, I need. Tonight we're having meat stew with our homegrown veggies and celebrate being in the new joint. Yeah, I saw a thing about the new DLC. I know nothing about Destiny, so I didn't know what I was looking at, but Oh, ESO. Yeah, what's his name? ESO Rick, I think his name is, or am I mistaken it with somebody else? But I know who you're talking about. He loves Kingdom Come Deliverance. He loves his Skyrim and all the Bethesda games too. I've seen a bunch of his videos. He's good. I'm sorry. I'm trying to play. I'm bad at. I miss stuff in chat sometimes. Yeah, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's good. He's good. He's way into it too. I watched a bunch of his stuff about it back when I was all hyped on the game when it first came out. He's in. Well, I think his story is he's from the UK, but he lives in like Prague now, I think. So he was really close to where a lot of this was set, and he did a video where he actually went and traveled to the locations in the game, and it's pretty cool. Some of the towns that are in the game are still modern towns, like they've been modernized. Obviously, they don't look exactly the same way as they do in the game for obvious reasons, because it was 500 years ago, but or 400 years ago, whatever it was, and well, no, it was 500 years ago, and but you could still see like the basic structure of the town is still the same, and it's pretty freaking cool. Apparently, one of the castles in the game, somebody did some research. One of the castles in the game, some guy lives in for like $500 a month. I don't, and and people are just like falling all over themselves. Like I would, like I'd pay that just to spend the night there once, just to be able to do it. Because now you got like people fanboying locations in the game. It's pretty cool. Man, it's getting there. This one really like I've never really minded the spam crafting much, but it's really felt like a grind in this one for some reason. Maybe it's just because I've done it 3 times in short order over the last month, but yeah, well, just in the early game, I mean, it's just now day 23. So I like to get this out of the way. I like to get this and weapons out of the way so I don't have to deal with it later. And you just know you've got the best stuff, basically. Yeah, I might do that. I might do a playthrough of KCD at some point. What I should do is get OBS set up on my PC and actually stream it, do it from PC so we can get the eye candy. It'll look better. It'll look better than the console stream, and just the PC version looks better anyway. Not that the console version is gorgeous, and I've got an Xbox One X, so I thought it looked great, but I don't know that really came across on stream either. Like, because you do some stuff at night and it was real blocky. Looking at the replays. I like to raid bandit camps at night. I like to go for a stealth build. KCD could basically be a bandit hunting simulator. It's the most fun thing to do in the game, in my opinion. That and just ride around on your horse, because it's just fun and the world is beautiful. Well, I'm pretty much there on miscellaneous crafting, pretty much. Where is it? Is it here? Yeah, getting there. I usually plug into the forge and do this while I'm making jars, or forged iron or steel, and just leech experience off that. I need a headset. I need a headset for my PC to stream from PC. I've given myself to the end of the month to get all that sorted out. I also need a new chair, actually. I keep buying chairs from Staples and I keep wearing them out. From gaming too much. Like, I literally just play the seats out of them after like they don't last like long at all. And I'm not like a big guy or anything. It's not like anything like that. Like, you guys are probably thinking he's this large fellow is breaking chairs. No, it's not like that at all. It's just I can game for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time, and it's just like those classic servers from that they did on EverQuest over the last couple of years. Like I wore out 2 chairs like on two different occasions of like going back for about 6 months in that game. Just absolutely wore my chairs out. Like there was no play left in the seat of the chair. And now like I love the chair I've got, but it's just screwed. It's uncomfortable to sit in now. The rest of it's great, as it always was, but the seats just played out on it because I just literally sat in it playing EverQuest for so long. It's really what it comes down to. Yeah, I'm the same way, Bullet. Um I like gaming on PC and console myself. I've also got a capture card in one of my older boxes. I'm thinking about maybe starting to do my console cast through with a capture card instead of out of the box. So you get better picture, and I can use bots, and I can actually see when people follow, and have a better way of watching chat than this little dinky tablet that I have sitting next to me right now. And if I get OBS set up on my PC and get all that headset and chair situation worked out, I might start playing the PC version of this game and streaming that. I still feel like my work is not done yet on console before moving on to PC, but it's getting there, I think. I still need that 44 achievement in this. The rest of them are the dying and the PvP ones, which I don't really count, just simply because you don't want to die. I'll probably boost that though, and I don't know what I'm gonna do about the PvP ones, because I mean there is no PvP on console. Maybe boost that too. Also thinking about one of the things I want to do on console before I move on to PC is I kind of want to try some different rule sets. Like I saw this thing this guy did on he had it on YouTube a while back, and I can't find it again. I mean, I haven't really searched that hard, but I did the other night for a minute, and I couldn't find it because I can't remember what he called it. But he basically created this challenge for himself. He turned up zombie spawns all the way, and he turned up loot all the way. But he basically had to settle right where he spawned and just survive that way. Like no going to POIs, no, you know, if he needed loot, he would have to like kick in a bunch of campfires and fight a bunch of zombies, basically. Call a bunch of screamers in, basically. I'm not sure I would be that constrictive about it. Like I think I would allow myself to like hunt and scavenge from like say cars and trash bags, that kind of like anything in the open. Like if you found burnt forest, those little pieces of houses would probably be fair game. Because otherwise, getting pipes would probably be a royal pain in the ass. You'd be screwed for a cooking pot for quite a while without that, I imagine, unless you got really lucky in a car. I don't know that I've ever seen a zombie drop a cooking pot. I've seen them drop pipes. And if I remember correctly from the video, the guy almost starved to death a couple of times too. Hey, Bullet, have you ever tried like jacking the difficulty on this up, like to like insane level or maybe like warrior or whatever that is, hardened or warrior? I think warrior is above hardened, isn't it? My understanding is it just like increases the hit points and lowers your damage, I think, right? The hit points on zombies and lowers your damage. It's kind of an artificial difficulty. It's not really harder, they're just harder to kill, which I guess, indirectly makes it harder, but it's not like they're any smarter or anything else really changes in the game. Is my understanding. I've always played on either adventurer when I started, and very shortly after started bumping it up to nomad, which I have always done since. But I've never really, I don't know that I've ever gone beyond that. I mean, there was that one game I started with like on insane difficulty with you know feral zombie behavior just to see what it was like, and I think I got whacked in like 2 minutes or something. Like some Z found me from like half a mile away and came and got me. But I wasn't seriously playing. I was just kind of checking it out. I probably wouldn't go feral because I found that to be like a bit much. Like it's kind of a pain in the ass. 5 points to go. Uh-oh. I'm dangerously low on plant fibers. That's what sucks about this, is having to constantly get plant fibers for it. So I'm always glad to get tools out of the way. Weapons aren't so bad because you can just do that with wood. Wood's easy. All right, guys. Well, it's almost 3:30. I like to stop the stream or reset the game around this time every day to avoid the dreaded MD5 error that we get here on Xbox, which means I've got to stop the stream. So I need to take a quick break. I don't know how quick it's gonna be though, because there are a couple things I need to take care of. Um, but I'll be back on in a bit. I don't want to say a time because it's never as quick as I say, and I don't want to leave people hanging. But it'll be, in a little while. I'll do some more streaming today for sure though. Um, in day 24, we've got to tackle this town. I kind of want to get it all looted today. It doesn't have to be in the base or in the outpost, but I don't want to call this a base because it's not. It's in a POI. but but I'd like to get it done so as to get that repop timer going, kind of stay on schedule with the other ones that I've done. So eventually we can do one a week. And I don't think we've got like a bank, a working stiff, a popping pills. And then I guess the theater. So I think that's all doable in a day. I don't think any of that's going to be way too involved. So I think we'll be on schedule to get all that done by the end of the day on day 24. But in any case, I'm going to stop this here. I will be back shortly. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon.